Hi, everyone. My name is Denisha Hardiman, and I'm currently a senior at Texas Southern University. And this will be my clinical practice program interview. So I'm going to read the questions off of my phone, and my answers will follow. So, first question: what motivated you to pursue a career in education, and why do you want to take part in this clinical practice program? So I knew early on that I wanted to pursue a career in education because of the positive experiences I had as a student. I believe many of my teachers created a safe and supportive environment where students felt valued and were encouraged to learn. Seeing that lasting impact that they had on students' personal growth as well as their academic development is what inspired me to follow in a similar path. I view teaching as opportunity to make a meaningful contribution to my community. And that is what makes me excited to participate in this clinical practice program so I can strengthen my teaching skills as well as gain more valuable hands on experience in the classroom. Okay, question number two says, describe a time when you overcame a significant challenge in a professional or academic setting. What did you learn about yourself? So one of the significant challenges I faced was back in 2024 where I was laid off from my job. While I believe it was unexpected and of course the experience was very difficult, I chose to view it as an opportunity for growth rather than a setback. So that's when I decided to continue my education and focus on pursuing a career that more aligns with my passion for helping others, in particular children. And I found that through this experience, I learned that I am resilient. I have the ability to adapt, and I'm capable of turning such challenges into opportunities. And I'm capable of turning opportunities for personal and professional development. Excuse me. Okay. Question number three says, what do you believe are the key responsibilities of a teacher candidate during clinical practice, and how do you plan to meet these expectations? So I believe that key responsibilities of a teacher candidate during clinical practice are to be professional, prepared, willing to learn. And I think that a teacher candidate should actively support student learning while collaborating with their mentor teacher and just be open to feedback in order to grow. I also believe that it's important to be intentional when building positive relationships with students while creating a safe and inclusive environment. I plan to meet these expectations by staying organized, being dependable, and approaching each day with a positive mindset and the willingness to improve my teaching practice. Question number four. How do you plan to contribute to your whole school and cooperating teachers' classroom during your clinical placement? So I plan to contribute to my whole school and cooperating teachers classroom by being a reliable candidate and supporting reliable. So I plan to contribute to my whole school and cooperating teachers classroom by being a reliable and supportive teacher candidate. I am willing to help wherever needed, whether that means assisting with classroom activities, supporting student learning, or just helping create a positive atmosphere. I want to learn as much as possible from my teacher mentor while also bringing a strong work ethic, and positive attitude each day. My goal is to be someone the teacher can depend on and make a meaningful contribution to the classroom as well as the school community. Question number four says, describe a situation in which you had to demonstrate professionalism, integrity, or ethical decision making. How did you handle it? So I would say in a previous job, I made an error that affected my work assignment. And rather than trying to hide the mistake or place the blame on someone else, I quickly informed my supervisor and worked to correct the issue. So I believe that being honest is what allowed us to resolve the problem and quickly prevent it from happening again. This experience taught me integrity means taking responsibility for your actions, even when it's uncomfortable. to apply what I've learned and in future situations so I can continue to strengthen my skills. Okay, question number 6 says clinical practice involves feedback and self reflection. How do you typically respond to constructive criticism? So, I have grown over time to view constructive criticism as a helpful part of growing as a teacher. I try to listen, to ask questions if I need clarification, as well as really sit and take time to think about how can I improve. Instead of taking this feedback personally, I use it to make adjustments and improve. I also try to apply what I've learned in future situations so that I can continue to strengthen my skills. Okay, question number 7 reads, how do you plan to create an inclusive learning environment that respects diverse learners' backgrounds, needs, and perspectives? So I can say that I plan to create an inclusive learning environment by making sure all students feel valued, respected, and supported. So, for example, I will use strategies like group work, visuals, or even hands-on activities, so that students with different learning styles can stay engaged. I also want to learn about my students' backgrounds and their personal interests so that I can find ways to incorporate those into my lesson in a meaningful way. If a student needs extra help, I'm willing to adjust my instructions or provide additional support so that they can succeed. My goal is to create a classroom where every student feels comfortable, participating, and included. Okay, question number 8 reads, what strategies would you use to ensure that all students feel seen, heard, and valued in the classroom? So I would say I would make sure all students feel seen, heard, and valued by building strong relationships and creating a respectful classroom environment. I would give students multiple ways to participate in, such as group or open discussions, written responses, and more hands-on activities so that everyone has a chance to share their voice. I would also make an effort to learn about their interests and their background so that I can include those in lessons when possible. And in addition, I would use positive reinforcement and actively listen to students so that they feel respected and supported. My goal is to create a classroom where every student feels like their voice matters. Number 9 reads, what steps have you taken to prepare yourself for success in this program, both academically and personally? So, to set myself up for success in this program, I have focused on both my academic growth and personal development. Academically, I have completed coursework that has helped me understand effective teaching practices and classroom management strategies. Personally, I have worked on being more organized. I have worked on being responsible and open to feedback so that I can continue improving. I have also gained perspective from real life experiences, including overcoming setbacks, which I must say have helped me stay committed to my goal of becoming a teacher. These steps have helped me feel more confident and ready to take on responsibilities of clinical practice. Excuse me. Question 10 reads, clinical practice can be rigorous. What support systems or coping strategies will you rely on to manage the demands of this experience? So, yes, I understand that clinical practice can be demanding. So I will be relying on my classmates who I know are going through similar experiences. So we stay connected through our group chat, and there we offer support to each other and active collaboration. I also more than often lean on my mother and other family members as well as friends for emotional support and encouragement. And I have learned the hard way that it's important to ask for help when needed instead of waiting till the last minute. And in addition, one of my favorite things to do is to journal. And I will be using this to help me process my experiences and reflect on my growth throughout clinical practice. All right, this is the end of my interview. Again, my name is Denisha Hardiman. Thank you.